Right now, area food pantries are facing increased demand as food insecurities continue to rise, how they're facing the crunch. Also, what Verona police are saying about the discovery of a woman's body in a city retention pond. And even though he's no longer investigating the 2020 election, Michael Gableman is still fighting lawsuits. You're watching News 3 Now at 6. And good evening. Thanks for joining us. Charlotte is off tonight. 1 in 8 Wisconsinites are food insecure. That's according to Feeding America. And the statistic is highlighted right here in Dane County, where many food pantries are seeing a large increase in demand due to rising food costs. Kyle Pozorski has more on how that rise is being felt. Kyle?
Eric, a couple of food pantries I spoke with today say they are dealing with an increase in demand like they've never seen before. What this means is being open on more days, more people need to volunteer, and of course the need for more donations to meet the demand.
Our visits are doubled.
Compared to a year ago, food pantries in and around Madison are seeing a huge increase in demand.
Families that maybe would come twice a month are coming 3 or 4 times a month now.
Jody Tabor of the McFarland Food Pantry says families coming in are cutting back on their food budgets caused by increases in cost in everything from rent to gas and, yes, even groceries.
It's just harder to make ends meet, and so being able to come here and make sure that they have food gives them money that they can then use towards their rent or other things. And even then, they're not necessarily making ends meet.
This is nowhere close to anything we've seen before in terms of an increase in demand.
Over at Extended Hands Pantry, which recently opened their doors to walking guests on Madison's west side, Jenny Sazurkis says they too have felt an increase of families.
My husband Andy and I, we have been in the food pantry business for 2 decades now. And this is unprecedented.
This rise is backed up by data. Extended Hands numbers from March through May of last year compared to the same months of this year have gone up 136%.
I don't know if it's quite as pronounced with the clientele we have coming to our food pantry, but all the COVID, the pandemic assistances, have recently ended. And that certainly is another driving force.
Sazurkis also tells me the last time there was a rise in demand like this was between 2007 and 2009, but went on to say the increase then is nowhere near comparable to what the pantries across Wisconsin are seeing right now.
Kyle, thank you. Let's check your first warn forecast now. Chief Meteorologist Gary Kinalte out on the patio. A pleasant week ahead, Gary.
Yeah, temperatures will come down a little bit, and at least some of us will get some welcome rain. Right now, not a lot out there, and most of that is in northern Wisconsin or parts of eastern Minnesota and kind of sliding back toward the southwest. But visible cloud track shows that wildfire haze moving across Wisconsin again. That's from wildfire smoke in eastern Canada. And air quality advisories remain in effect until midnight for that wildfire particulate smoke in the air. Low temperatures this morning started out kind of cool, 51 in Madison. Most areas were in the lower 50s, but high temperatures so far today have been into the mid to upper 80s over most of southern Wisconsin away from Lake Michigan. And right now temperatures are still in the middle 80s here in Madison and in the mid to upper 80s out to the west here in Dane County, 86 right now in Cross Plains, 86 in Waunakee, and 84 in Oregon. Look for skies to become mostly cloudy this evening. Right now it looks like it'll stay dry for the evening. It'll be quite mild as temperatures drop only into the lower 70s by late evening. Later on I'll take a look at our rain chances for tomorrow and then again late in the week, but they aren't going to be very high.
Gary, thank you. The body of a Madison woman was found in a retention pond in Verona this morning. Officers and paramedics were called to that pond on Cross Country Road near Enterprise Drive just before 8:30 a.m. after someone saw the body. Police say the woman was alone and the circumstances of her death are under investigation. The woman's name was not released, but police believe her death was an isolated incident and that there is no further threat to the public. An office building in the town of Black Earth was destroyed by fire this afternoon. That building on Eisenfeld Road is considered a total loss. A home and barn on that property were unaffected. The cause of the fire isn't known, but the fire department from Madison, the fire investigation team, has been requested to conduct that investigation. There were no injuries reported. The building and its contents are estimated to be worth between $500,000 and $750,000. A Baraboo man was charged with second-degree reckless homicide in Richland County Court today. 61-year-old David Harp was arrested after police found a 54-year-old man dead from multiple gunshot wounds at a campground near Cazenovia. Now, Harp was one of 2 people of interest detained at the scene. The other person was released without being charged. Well, you have an update on that workers' strike at True Stage, formerly known as CUNA Mutual. The 450 workers who have been on the picket line on Mineral Point Road for more than 2 weeks went back to work this morning. Now, representatives from the union and management met on Friday, and the union decided to suspend the strike because of a tentative agreement on priority issues that workers have been calling for, including job security and remote work. A spokesperson for True Stage says further meetings are scheduled. Union reps did say members also voted to authorize another work stoppage within the next 30 days if negotiations fall through. A deputy and an officer are on administrative leave up in St. Croix County near the Twin Cities after a deadly shooting there. Authorities were called to a home in Star Prairie for a domestic disturbance last night. A woman told dispatchers her husband was threatening her. When officers arrived, the man began threatening them and was spotted holding a rifle. The man eventually came out of the house and confronted officers, and that's when a St. Croix County deputy and a New Richmond officer shot at him. The 42-year-old man was struck and died at the scene. A Dane County judge has declined to throw out a lawsuit seeking to keep records from an investigation into former President Trump's loss in Wisconsin back in 2020. Now, the lawsuit was one of several filed by the liberal watchdog group American Oversight against former state Supreme Court Justice Michael Gableman and the Office of Special Counsel that he led. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos hired Gableman to lead the probe in 2021 under pressure from Trump and others who were pushing to decertify Joe Biden's win. Even though the office has been understaffed now for nearly a year, it continues to fight open records lawsuits. Courts have repeatedly ruled against Gableman and his former office in those cases. A lawyer for GOP lawmakers today argued allowing the Attorney General to have unchecked authority over spending money from large settlements would exceed his authority by allowing Democrat Josh Kaul to essentially create policy for the state without legislative input. But in a hearing before the 2nd District Court of Appeals, Assistant Attorney General Hannah Jers countered that the GOP-controlled legislature had given itself complete power over when and how the executive branch settles any lawsuit. Kaul is challenging parts of lame duck laws that were passed just after Democrats swept the 2019 elections. In an effort to help hold sex traffickers accountable, several state lawmakers are looking to enact safe harbor laws in Wisconsin, ensuring minors speaking out against abusers would have legal immunity against prostitution charges. Tahlil Mohideen joins us now with more on this proposal. Tahlil?
State legislators tell me since 2017, over a dozen minors in Wisconsin as young as 14 years old were charged with prostitution. Bill advocates say we need a less aggressive way to protect those minors. In a state where the legal age of consent is 18.
Once money changes hand, suddenly that child can be arrested.
Advocates for a bill making its way through Wisconsin's legislators say seeing minors charged with prostitution just doesn't make sense.
Their trafficker will tell them, you can't talk about this to law enforcement because you'll get in big trouble.
The bill's goal is to help combat underage sex trafficking by ensuring young victims would have legal immunity if they come forward and report their abusers. 27 other states already have a version of this safe harbor law.
In Minnesota, after they passed safe harbor, the number of perpetrators who were trafficking kids that they were able to convict, it quadrupled.
Similar bills in the past have been unsuccessful, but Representative Jill Billings says she's optimistic this time will be different.
But we've got good bipartisan interest and support for this bill.
In 2015, Wisconsin began including human trafficking under the definition of abuse and neglect of a child, giving officials another way to respond.
Rather than arresting children to keep them safe, as some law enforcement felt like they needed to do, they could just contact Children Protective Services.
It doesn't make sense to criminalize, their attempts to survive.
Protection instead of punitive action could mean less trouble down the road.
When a child's survival or their trauma response is criminalized, that is a conveyor belt into the adult criminal justice system.
State legislators say interest in the bill so far has been strong, with over 70 people speaking in favor at last week's public hearing. But the bill is still in its early stages, with a long way to go before making it to the governor's desk.
Tahlil, thank you. And coming up, you'll find a new look when you renew your state driver's license, and a new look at the Dane County Regional Airport as well. We'll visit the now open South Terminal when News 3 Now at 6 continues.
FlexSteel is furniture that comforts, furniture for living, furniture with a heart of steel. Save big during our FlexSteel authorized sale, going on now at Waunakee Furniture ETC.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Does our foam insulation work? Listen to this.
The power in the neighborhood was out for 2 days in 95-degree weather. My thermostat only went up 3 degrees, and that's even with letting the dog in and out. It was very comfortable here.
And her savings were more than the insulation costs.
If you want to save money on your power bills, get USA Insulation. It makes a huge difference.
USA Insulation.
FlexSteel is furniture that comforts, furniture for living, furniture with a heart of steel. Save big during our FlexSteel authorized sale, going on now at Waunakee Furniture ETC.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
The Dane County Regional Airport celebrated the official opening of the new South Terminal expansion this morning.
1, 2, 3.
Yay! It is a 90,000 square foot space, adding 3 gates, providing accommodations, of course, for more flights and more passengers. Cost $85 million. The top floor with the gates has an expanded business center, a play area for children, a nursing suite for mothers, a changing station for adults with disabilities, and a service animal relief area.
Since I took this position, it's been incredibly important to me that we ensure our airport is safe, convenient, and accessible to all members of our community. And that was truly the cornerstone of our effort with this terminal expansion.
This terminal expansion will help meet that growing demand and will allow for larger planes, which means the airport will be able to attract more new flights and serve even more travelers from the greater Dane County area. The economic impact of our airport cannot be understated.
The first flight to use the terminal will arrive tomorrow morning. Wisconsin driver's licenses and IDs are getting a new look with updated security features. The new cards feature familiar Wisconsin images like the state capitol and the state flag, but now there are transparent windows on the card's right edge and also the back bottom edge. This clear ribbon kind of continues off the card's edge and contains cardholder data there. Wisconsin, the first state to use such a feature. The card also uses what's called a flipping effect. If you look at the card from one angle, you see a secondary photo. Well, if you look at the card at a different angle, you see the cardholder's month and year of birth. Still to come at 6, dealing with PFAS in Wisconsin. What state lawmakers are proposing some ways that the DNR should deal with it. That's coming up. Stay with us. And then Gary lets us know when the air quality might improve in southern Wisconsin. It'll need some help from Mother Nature. Stay with us.
Hy-Vee's daily deals for Tuesday are Hormel Black Label Bacon, just $2.99. Body Armor Sports Drinks, just 77 cents. And Whole Seedless Watermelon, just $4.48 each. Tuesday only at Hy-Vee.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Butterburgers cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love.
Definitely love.
And our thick and creamy frozen custard, we make it for you all throughout the day. All day.
All day, every day. Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners. Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's. Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Trust your feet to Morgan's shoes.
Birkenstock ushers in a new collection with clean lines, easier than ever closures, and the most necessary footbed in your closet. Slide into Morgan's shoes and shop our new Birkenstock arrivals. See what's fresh for spring and summer. Birkenstock platforms and wedges, cork-powered sneakers, or up your game with our iconic men's and women's sandals.
Comfort with style. Trust your feet to Morgan Shoes.
Morgan Shoes, Hilldale.
DePaco Credit Union empowers your well-being, helps you reach your goals. Because when our members love life, it makes a brighter community for all. DePaco can help you be well.
We're out of chips. Just taking a break. That window's a bear.
Don't worry. My cousin's got a guy.
Hey, I'm not sure I can help you with the house gas, but I can help you replace this window fast.
Let the experts at Feldco kickstart your summer with 2-for-1 windows and no interest until 2025. Plus, we'll get it done Feldco fast.
2-for-1 windows won't last long. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Hy-Vee's daily deals for Tuesday are Hormel Black Label Bacon, just $2.99. Body Armor Sports Drinks, just 77 cents. And whole seedless watermelon, just $4.48 each. Tuesday only at Hy-Vee.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
State legislators continue to address PFAS in the Wisconsin water system. The Joint Finance Committee has set aside $125 million to combat PFAS, $18 million more than what the governor proposed. Today, the Senate Committee on Natural Resources and Energy held a hearing on a bill that would require the DNR to create a municipal PFAS grant program to provide money for PFAS testing. The bill also requires the DNR to provide grants to persons who own property with PFAS contamination that is not known to be the responsibility of that person.
It seems like folks are interested in proposing amendments, and that you're certainly interested in hearing those proposals for them.
The bill requires the DNR and the UW System Board of Regents to enter into an agreement to ensure the State Laboratory of Hygiene reduces the costs of conducting testing for PFAS. In health news, most children who have been injured by a firearm do not get timely access to mental health care. A new report published in the journal Pediatrics looked at the more than 11,000 young people injured by guns in 2020 alone. Researchers say these children are at nearly double the risk for bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, and suicidal thoughts. However, the report shows more than 60% do not get mental health services within 6 months. And creating a special sensory environment at the dentist's office could help young people with autism get better dental care. A new study out of the University of Southern California found adaptations like turning off overhead lights, projecting slow-moving images, and playing calming music or nature sounds reduce distress during dental visits. Autistic children often struggle with dental health and oral care because of sensory issues. An air quality advisory remains in effect for most of southern Wisconsin due to those Canadian wildfires and also a combination of the warm temperatures out there. Canada experiencing one of the worst starts to its wildfire season, with forest fires now burning in nearly all provinces and forcing tens of thousands of evacuations since late April. And Gary, we remain hopeful that there may be some relief for that on the way. We're hoping.
Yes, some showers and thunderstorms will pop up tonight and tomorrow, and that might mix up the air enough to get a lot of the smoke out of it. But air quality advisories remain in effect for the entire state of Wisconsin, as well as eastern Minnesota and northeastern Illinois through midnight tonight. If you have respiratory issues, take it easy this evening, or just try to stay in, especially in air conditioning where that can filter the air a little bit. 3 things you need to know: that wildfire smoke should gradually dissipate overnight. Then we'll see some chances for showers and thunderstorms overnight into tomorrow, but not very high chances. Some areas will miss out on the rain altogether. Other areas could get some heavy downpours. And then dry weather from Wednesday through Friday, with another thunderstorm chance by about Saturday of next weekend. High resolution radar, not seeing any rain across southern Wisconsin. We thought we would see some showers and thunderstorms during the day today. That hasn't happened. They've stayed up to the north and Madison to the west, across Minnesota, parts of northwestern Wisconsin. There's a little bit more humid there, but eventually on future track, we could see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms work their way southward, especially overnight into early tomorrow morning. That might be the best chance for coming any showers and storms coming through. Maybe a pop-up shower or storm tomorrow afternoon. Most of the time, it'll be dry, and then as we head into Wednesday, drier northeasterly winds will clear out the clouds, and that'll put an end to the rain chances. As far as the rainfall amounts are concerned, very little, you know, a tenth to a quarter of an inch generally. Then as we head through Friday, not much. A little bit for Saturday, maybe a quarter to a half inch of rain, and then some more showers and thunderstorms toward the end of next week. So you add that all up over the next 10 days, and we start to see those rainfall amounts come up into the maybe anywhere from a quarter to a 1 inch range generally, with some locally heavier amounts, especially in areas that get a heavier thunderstorm. So that's a little more hopeful news, but that still puts us behind the 8 ball, at least as far as the dry conditions that are out there. Northeasterly winds at aloft and near the ground continue to bring in mainly dry air. This cold front has come through, but a few showers and storms trying to pop up behind the front up in northern Wisconsin. That's what we'll be looking for later on tonight. But temperatures right now, even behind the front, are still into the 80s, a little bit warmer near and ahead of the front. Some temperatures in parts of the plains closer to the 90-degree mark. Air quality advisory in effect until midnight again for that wildfire smoke. Planning your night in Dane County, low of 62 in Belleville, 62 in Perry, and 61 in Mount Horeb. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, low of 63 in Milwaukee, 62 Watertown, and 60 in Janesville. Again, there'll be a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Not everybody will see them. Tomorrow, pretty much the same story, high of 77, a little cooler than today, but still, as we take a look at planning your day for the rest of tonight and into tomorrow, you can see shower and thunderstorm chances mainly to the north this evening. Then as we get into the overnight hours, maybe a few more popping up with temperatures dropping into the lower 60s. You can see maybe the best chance of showers and storms tomorrow morning, and then as we head into tomorrow afternoon, the air dries out a little bit, and those temperatures top out in the middle 70s. Rainfall amounts where it occurs, some areas could pick up a half inch to a little bit more in a heavier thunderstorm, and then other areas nearby don't see any rain at all. As we look at the first warn 7 to 10 day forecast, we'll be in the 70s through Thursday, back into the low 80s at the end of the week. Some thunderstorms Saturday, and a chance for showers and thunderstorms toward the end of next week, but by then temperatures will be back in the middle 80s.
Coming up in sports, one of the greatest Badgers to touch the ice got a big payday. Find out who next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Brand new Metro Transit routes and schedules start Sunday, June 11th. Less transferring, easier to use. Visit mymetrobus.com or call 608-266-4466 to plan your trip and look for ride guides out on the streets.
Menards stocks an endless selection of quality products at low prices, like Richmond water heaters.
Brandon, where are you, man?
Dale, I'm down here, man.
Oh, what's up? Man, they got it all.
And all at super low prices.
I'm building a new addition on my house, and everything I need is right here.
Nice.
Come to Menards to check out our huge selection of Richmond water heaters for all types of home and commercial needs in stock today.
This store is awesome.
Yeah, man, I'm so proud to have them as a partner.
Save big money at Menards.
Come see Tootsie, the Tony Award-winning feel-good comedy musical about Michael Dorsey, a desperate actor who just hit rock bottom. Little did he know, he had nowhere to go but down.
Get your tickets today at overture.org.
Do you suffer from chronic or severe back or neck pain? Did you know that there is now a treatment method available right here at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center that offers hope of avoiding spinal surgery for those suffering with bulging, herniated, or degenerative discs? Our therapies help reduce pain related to these conditions and have a high success rate in helping people just like you avoid back or neck surgery.
I've experienced low back pain for over 15 years. I had back surgery when I was 26 and had difficulties recovering. The doctors at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center have given me a new lease on life. I am now able to enjoy an active, pain-free lifestyle.
Call Midwest Spine and Nerve Center now to schedule a no-obligation consultation to see if our progressive pain-relieving therapies are right for you.
Brand new Metro Transit routes and schedules start Sunday, June 11th. Less transferring, easier to use. Visit mymetrobus.com or call 608-266-4466 to plan your trip and look for ride guides out on the streets.
We're following the sounds of music to a free summer concert series in the 608.
Tomorrow, Josh gives you a sneak peek at the lineup for Janesville's Music at the Marv.
And we'll see if we have any rain chances to alleviate our drought conditions. Join us tomorrow between 4:30 and 7.
Wisconsin has produced some of the best running backs over the last 3 decades. Between Melvin Gordon, Ron Dane, and Jonathan Taylor, though, guys like Monte Ball don't get the respect they quite deserve. But that changed today when number 28 was nominated for the National Football Hall of Fame. When he found himself on the ballot for the 2024 Hall of Fame, Ball is UW's single-season career and single-season leader in rushing touchdowns. In his Heisman season in 2011, his 39 total touchdowns tied Barry Sanders' single-season NCAA record. Wisconsin is transitioning into a new era, though. Luke Fickell's track record of developing high-level talent on defense led to Vernon Woodward, a 3-star cornerback from Florida, committing to Wisconsin. At 6'2", 180 pounds, the 2024 commit kicks off a busy recruiting season. UW is hosting 17 high school recruits over the last week. Life is good if you're Cole Caulfield. The Badger found himself in a completely different situation than he may have thought. The Big Ten regular season championship in 2019, in 2020, the Hobie Baker Award, and now after 2 seasons in the NHL, where he scored 53 goals, he's getting a big payday. The Canadians announced that they've signed the Wisconsin native to an 8-year contract extension that'll pay him $7.85 million per year. And for Caulfield, it was an easy decision to commit long-term to Montreal.
You know, the way this organization's going, the plan that's intact, all that stuff, it just it makes a lot of sense. And I love being there. It's the second home, first home, whatever you want to call it for me. So I'm excited to be here long-term. I think it puts my family in a good place.
To the Packers, Green Bay announced a date for the 22nd Family Fun Night, which will be slated for August 5th at Lambeau Field. The event will serve as an introduction to the 2023 season and the Jordan Love era, where fans will be able to watch the Pack in an open practice with a game day feel. After a lackluster May, the Brewers have a chance to pick up a 4-game sweep over the Reds tonight in Cincinnati. Despite having 13 guys on their injured list, it could be the Crew's first or make that 3rd sweep of the season. It'll be Julio Teheran on the mound for Milwaukee, while the Reds turn to Andrew Abbott. The Bucs today made official what we've known for a while, formally announcing former Toronto Raptors assistant Adrian Griffin as their new head coach. The defensive-minded leader is a first-time head coach and becomes the Bucs' 17th head coach in franchise history. And the NBA Finals are tied up after the Miami Heat stole one on the road in Denver last night. Nikola Jokic dropped 41 points for the Nuggets, but it wouldn't be enough to stop the Jimmy Butler-led Heat, who are still burning after knocking off the Bucs in the first round. Games 3 and 4 will be back in Miami. Next tip-off is Wednesday at 7:30.
Got ourselves a series now. All right, Gary, final check of the forecast.
Still hazy out there with that wildfire smoke. There's the live view from the WISC Skycam, starting to thin out a little bit. Platteville Queen Bee Radio Skycam showing a little less smoke there, but still air quality advisories in effect until midnight for that smoke. Temperatures right now, middle 80s through most of southern Wisconsin, a little cooler to our east, closer to Lake Michigan.
All right, Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6. Have a great evening. We will be back here tonight at 10.